My name is Jimmy Gallagher, and I gave up a career as a golf professional to pursue comedy full-time. And evidently you feel about the way my wife does, so no need to go crazy over that. I'll be honest with you, that's a little concerning right there. I understand my wife's objection to me doing this. The arbitrator made that perfectly clear last Thursday, but you guys actually paid for tickets to be here tonight, so that's a little concerning on my end, yeah. Yeah, it turns out, my wife wasn't so much upset with me from switching career from golf professional to comedian as much as she was upset with me for considering golf professional and comedian to be careers in the first place. I kind of knew she was going to have that objection when I first told her about my plan, too. She was like, I don't know, Jim, with the economy being the way it is it really a good time for you to go switching hobbies? I just said touche. That was really the only response that I could think there. But you guys are great. You guys are definitely great for being out here tonight. I even invited my wife. I said, hey, baby, you want to come out? I said, I got a show at the Beach Cove on Mother's Day. I said, you want to come out to the Beach Cove Resort and show me a little support for the show? She goes, do I want to come out on Mother's Day to the Beach Cove Resort to show you support? No, I have to go to work in the morning to support you. That's... Again, I just said touche. I really didn't know what else to say there. I was kind of a stumper. My wife, she's one of these people, she kind of hates her job. She's one of these people, she hates her job so much that Sunday is actually her least favorite day of the week, because even though she's off, she knows that the following day she has a full work week ahead of her. Now, personally, I think that's neurotic as hell, right? And I told her, I said, baby, you really got to learn to live in the moment. I said, when you focus on the future like that, it causes stress, it causes anxiety. When you focus on the past, it causes depression. I said, but when you live in the moment, you can appreciate the power you have, you can appreciate what it is you're doing, you can focus your attention and make yourself happy. And she's like, what did you get stuck online next to a friggin' philosopher at the unemployment office today? What the hell? Now this time I thought of something besides touche to say. Also one word would have summed things up and my feelings on the matter pretty easily, but this word is not considered appropriate to say toward women. It's actually considered demeaning, all right, and belittling. And no matter how upset I get, I would never say anything to my wife that might hurt my allowance. So I just said touche. My wife and I, we've been together for 18 years now. 18 years, her and I have been together. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I wish she were here for that because she deserves those applause, and I'll tell you why. Everybody knows it takes a lot to keep that spark after a while, right? Everybody, you got to do things to keep that spark alive. And my wife actually came up with this deal that when we get home from work, we give each other massages. Oh. Yes. And the best part about this deal is you get to pick whatever body part it is you want massaged. Yeah. But don't worry about it. I always make sure to give a little extra. You know what I mean? Because every night, my wife asks me to massage 2 feet. Most I ever ask her to rub down is like a third of a foot at best. Yeah, those self-deprecating small dick jokes seldom miss, I gotta tell you. They have a way of making you pop it. Compromise is the key. That's the key to any relationship. Let me give you for instance. A couple years back, we lost a dog, and it kind of tore both of our hearts out. We made the decision right then and there. That's it. No more dogs. We're never going through this again. We were both perfectly happy and satisfied with this decision. About 3 months ago, our neighbor got a German Shepherd puppy and sparked in my wife what I can only call puppy fever. And for weeks, it was, oh, can't we get a dog? Oh, wouldn't it be great to have another little baby? Wouldn't it be great to have somebody we could teach all the old tricks to and get excited when we get home and greet us at the front door when we get home? And I'm like, no, all this sounds just awful, just terrible. But I could tell this was a need my wife had, and I'm a caring husband, so What do you think I did, brother? What do you think happened last Friday?
Walk the dog.
No. Weren't you guys paying attention? I said this story is about compromise. The dog would have been me caving, right? That's I don't want to tell a story. Compromise. No dog. But when she got home from work last Friday, I pissed on the floor and I stuck my nose in her ass. Are you? That's awesome. How long have you folks been together?
54 years.
54 years. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. You guys met on Tinder? No Tinder couples here tonight. I always like Tinder couples, but I think this is the wrong demographic for Tinder couples right here. I'm the wrong demographic too. Don't get me wrong. I'll be 45 next month, and personally, I'm glad I missed the Tinder phase of life. You know what I mean? Like the whole dating apps thing. Because personally, I feel like rejection is how God kept me alive to this point in time. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to be 45, and now I don't know if all I had to do, to get laid when I was single was swipe to the right. I probably would have had AIDS when I was 7. So there would have been nothing good coming out of that. Well, Elton John probably would have won another Grammy, but other than that, nothing good coming out of that. Oh, man. I'll let you do that all night. You go right ahead. I'm not mad at you in the slightest. What's your name, miss?
Octavia.
I'm sorry?
Octavia.
Octavia?
Yes.
Oh, like the female Octavius. Oh, I'm going to have a lot to talk to you about in a little bit. Hold on. I'll get to that in a little bit. You're gonna be something of a star tonight, man. You're gonna be something. First off, I'm just gonna point this out. I would like to thank you for being the only black person in the room tonight. No, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm always grateful to have one black person in the room, because I have jokes that pertain to black people. All right? And I'm never comfortable telling jokes about black people unless there's black people in the room. All right? Because if you don't have any black people, then you just got one white boy on stage talking shit to a room full of honkies. This is South Carolina. That's a Klan rally. So I'm very grateful to have Octavia here tonight. Thank you very much.
Oh, let me get out for you.
No, stick around. Stick around for me. Stick around. Octavia, that's a great name. It strikes out because it's the female of Octavius, and that's a strange name because it's a Roman name. And I'm something of a nerd. I happen to love Roman history. And people are always like, that's a strange thing for a comedian to be interested in. But I gotta tell you, there's comedy anywhere. All right? Like even in studying a dry subject like Roman history. For instance, one of the things that I found amusing, the Romans said it had an unusual amount of name who had the word anus in their name. They did. They had names like Gallienus and Florianus. In the 3rd century, there was actually an emperor whose name was Pupienus. Pupienus, I'm serious. You can Google that. The man's name was Pupienus. I shit you not. It's crazy for me to think that like the Roman Empire existed 2,000 years ago, and they had a Senate filled with anuses, and here we are 2,000 years later with a Senate filled with assholes. We probably could have made some improvements there. I am, man. I love this Roman stuff. I'm thinking about starting a side career as a male stripper. Yes, I'm going to come out on stage in a toga. My name's going to be Julius Sleazer. Hail Sleazer. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my wife. Oh man, Octavia having a Roman name and being black, she just threw this show into a tailspin right now. Oh my goodness. Are you by yourself on vacation? What's going on? Really? That's awesome.
It is.
Because I hate everybody, so I think it's wonderful that you take vacations by yourself. People always think like, oh, you're a comedian, you must be a people person. No, I prefer to stay in a room by myself 23 hours a day, come up with some smart ass shit to say, come talk for an hour, and go back to my little cave. That's really...
Are you in jail?
The kind of, if it wasn't for all the gay sex, I think I'd do all right. That'd be the one bump in the road. My wife, that's what I was talking about. My wife, we do have a very good relationship. We are experiencing something of a sleep divorce right now. Does anybody know what a sleep divorce is?
I can imagine.
A sleep divorce, everybody knows what it is, you just don't know about that term. The sleep divorce is when two people constantly snore and keep each other awake, and the husband finally says, screw it, and goes and sleeps in the guest bedroom. That is what a sleep divorce is. Because if we didn't have that, we would have a real divorce. Because our nights sleeping together go like this. You kept me up all night with your snoring. No, you kept me up all night with your snoring. Well, not only do you snore, but you thrash in your sleep. No, I do not thrash in my sleep. I am wide awake, kicking and punching you as hard as I can, so you will stop snoring. That's what's going on there. So that's what a sleep divorce is, basically. But no, we do. Otherwise, we have a really, really solid relationship. We'd have to, because otherwise I'd be homeless. So that's basically where that goes. Man. I moved down here. I went to school at Coastal Carolina University, but I'm originally from New Jersey. Gallagher, for those of you who don't know, Gallagher is an Irish name, and I've always been grateful to have an Irish name because, well, it does a good job of covering up all the Polak blood. It's not that I'm ashamed of being Polish, it just sucks when you're Irish and Polish. Everybody assumes you're drunk and stupid. That's a shitty combination of stereotypes. I'm just saying, I know stereotypes aren't necessarily supposed to make you feel good, but some are better than others, right? Like if I were a black guy, everybody'd be staring at me going, I bet that guy's a good athlete, a good dancer, and hung like a horse. Right? Ain't no damn stereotype, it's a Match.com profile. How Gallagher is a good Irish name. The problem growing up, everybody wanted to know if my father was the guy who smashed watermelons with a sledgehammer. Yeah. And now, thanks to Shameless, everybody wants to know if my father's a drug addict from Chicago. I resent that. All right? My father's a drug addict from New Jersey. Thank you. Glad you guys could chuckle at my childhood trauma. Unfortunately, substance abuse does run in my family. Made me very nervous when I found out I was going to be a father. I had to make a conscious effort to make sure I was responsible about the way I abuse substances. Well, no, for instance, like I always took a taxi whenever I was too drunk to pick up the baby from daycare on my own. All right, some of you found the humor in that. Most of you reacted the way the daycare people did. They were not too pleased. They pulled me to the side one day and they were like, Jim, we can tell you've been drinking. We can smell alcohol on you. And I was like, you ladies don't have to worry about that. I got a taxi out front. And they were like, no, Jim, that's not the point. Like, what happens if you go home and pass out? That baby will be all on his own. You ladies don't have to worry about that. I scored some blow off the driver. I'm going to be up all friggin' night. Again, I'm glad some of you could appreciate that. The rest of you reacted the way the child services people did. They have no sense of humor right there. I can tell you that much. Hey, Octavia, get back over here. I got to make a couple black jokes to get the ball rolling again.
You're getting a drink.
Got nothing but a room full of honkies staring at me. All right, fair. Well, I need you drinking. Carrie don't need you drunk, but I need you drunk.
Let's go, Keita Park
Right.
Star.
Well, no, I mean, I do. I got nothing but a room full of honkies staring at me. That makes me...
I know you're not nervous.
Honky is by far my favorite of all racial terms, too, by the way.
I should be nervous, right?
What's that?
I should be nervous too, right?
I don't think so. I mean, if you're talking about scrapping, I like your odds against everybody. Quite frankly, I mean, I've seen some fucked up shit on social media. I'm not betting anybody on this room over you, I promise. No, but honky, I was saying honky is my favorite of all racial terms, and not just because it's the only one I can say into a microphone, but it's my favorite because I know where it comes from. Anybody know where the term honky comes from?
No.
No? It used to be applied to white guys who would go into black neighborhoods looking for prostitutes, but they were afraid to get out of their car, so they would honk the horn so the girls would know to come over to them. And that's why I'm such a fan of the term, because I'm the kind of guy, you know, if the shoe fits.
You definitely worried.
I came down here about 25 years ago now. I went to school at Coastal Carolina University.
Yeah.
All right, that's about the biggest response I've ever gotten for saying I went to Coastal Carolina University. I think what kills us is our mascot, right? The Chanticleer. The Chanticleer. Are you shitting me? Did anybody even know what a Chanticleer is?
Rooster.
What? Oh, we got a scholar in the house today. It's from Chaucer. Yes, it is from Chaucer. But what is it? It's a French chicken. Chaucer be damned, it's a French chicken. Now, what concerns me about this is like a committee had to get together and decide on this shit right here. Like they got to, hey guys, should we be the Wildcats? You know, we're near the ocean, should we be the Sharks? And somebody was like, well, how about the Chanticleers? What the hell is that, Steve? Oh, that's a French chicken. All right, let's do it. How the hell did that, like, the French chickens? Are you serious? Nobody wants to be the French anything. Never mind the French chickens. But look at the University of Notre Dame, Notre Dame, founded by French Catholics in the 1800s. What do they call their mascot? The Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish. They thought about calling them the Fighting French, and then they realized they'd surrender all their games at halftime. The Fighting Irish. Not only is that cultural appropriation, but it's slander all in one. Right? You could have went with the happy Irish, the lucky Irish, the bullshit storytelling Irish. No. You went with the Irish who were drunk Christmas morning beating the shit out of their kids. Those are the Irish that you chose. The Fighting Irish. You couldn't do that with any other nationality in a college football team, could you? Combine an unflattering stereotype with a college team, run their ass out on the college football field every Saturday morning? I'll give it a shot. Tune in this Saturday as the University of Stanford Chinese human traffickers take on the wife-beating Italians of Rutgers University. Then we head down south as the incestuous rednecks of Tennessee take on the jihadist Muslims of Michigan State. And then we wrap it all up with the game of the week at 8 o'clock as the University of Miami Coke smuggling Cubans take on the number 2 ranked Arizona State fence climbing Mexicans, all here on ESPN. I think they'd lose some sponsorships is all I'm saying. Have some pissed off alumni in that situation. The Chanticleers. I'll tell you what, if we were the French chickens, we would have been better off than the Chanticleers, right? The Chanticleer doesn't sound that bad until you go to like away games and the opposing team's fans realize what a short leap it is from Chanticleer to chanting queer. That will take the wind right out of the sails of a friggin' cheering section real quick. You know? Great. Things would go from bad to worse throughout the course of the game too, you know, like halftime, the marching bands would come out on the field, right? They'd have guys banging on drums. We'd have guys banging each other. They had guys playing flutes and trombones. Our guys were playing skin flutes and rusty trombones. It was... That's how I felt. I did graduate. I graduated as a member of the Alpha Kappa Delta Honor Society. I had a 3.5 GPA, and I walked with a BA in sociology. And all that led to a very successful career here in Myrtle Beach as one of the city's top waiters. So that was... Money well spent, to say the least. Oh man. I know I said not to do this, and you're not supposed to have your phones out during a comedy show, but I see you got yours right there. Do me a favor, just go to Yahoo News for me, and just let me know if I've been canceled yet. That's where you find out if you're a comedian, if you've been canceled, is Yahoo News. Thank God that's starting to die down, man. That stuff got crazy for a while, didn't it? They were canceling everything. Words got canceled.
Yep.
Right? A friend of mine sells real estate, told me she is no longer allowed to refer to the big bedroom in the house as the master bedroom. They now want you to call it the primary bedroom.
We found that out when we were down.
Isn't this wonderful? 42 years old, I now have to remember to lock the door to my primary bedroom when I'm going to go primary bait.
It's confusing.
Yeah. I'm so proud. That joke actually ended up on national TV. I'm so proud of it, but that's why Greg Giraldo says you have to kill your babies. Now I look like a hack for a joke I wrote. Freaking ridiculous. All sorts of shit getting canceled. Cartoons got canceled, right? They took Apu off The Simpsons. The complaint about Apu was that he was a Hindu character being voiced by a white actor. So they actually passed a rule on the show that said white actors are no longer allowed to portray characters of color on The Simpsons. And that kind of sounds like a fair rule until you stop and realize there are no white characters on The Simpsons. Everybody's yellow. Right? But rules are rules, so they had to fire all the white actors and replace them with
Yellow.
white actors who have hepatitis C. Pepe Le Pew got canceled. They took him out of the last Space Jam movie with LeBron James. They said that the problem with Pepe is that he normalizes sexual aggression toward women. I guess because he was always trying to rape that cat or whatever. But I happen to agree. I do. I think Pepe does normalize sexual aggression toward women, and I think that is precisely why he needs to be kept in the fore of the public mind. He's a cautionary character, right? Think about it. Every woman in this room got to grow up knowing, because of Pepe Le Pew, that essentially Frenchmen are a bunch of smelly rapists. Dr. Seuss, that was the one. I knew we were all in trouble when they wanted to cancel Dr. Seuss. You guys remember that? They wanted to cancel Dr. Seuss. Complaint about Dr. Seuss is that he's no longer considered inclusive because none of his books had gay or transgender characters in them.
You gotta be kidding me.
I wish I was, sir.
No, he's not.
I thought that was a hell of a criticism for a man whose job was to write children's books in the 1940s too. But no, indeed, that was the issue.
So
You know?
stupid.
First off, it kind of caught me as a surprise. I already thought, I always thought Lock It in My Pocket was about a gay dude with a speech impediment. So I thought he had him covered. I'm just saying, Dr. Seuss was a very liberal guy, progressive guy. I'm sure if he were writing today, he'd be happy to include everybody, especially the gay and transgender community, right? Shit, he wouldn't be able to pass up on those titles.
Oh, well, here we go.
He could have one for a transgender character called Horn Here's a Whozo. What now? Could have one for gay dudes called Pop. On Pop.
No.
Yeah, I know. See, if you get that on 2 levels, you're grown. That's how you For lesbians, you could have 1 fist, 2 fists, red fist, blue fist. And then around Christmas, we'd all be able to pick up a copy of How the Grinch Stole my spot on the UPenn swim team. Listen, I joke around. I have all the respect in the world for that Leah Thomas person, okay? She knocked down barriers, okay? She was actually nominated as Female Athlete of the Year by the NCAA. And I find that encouraging because I figure it opens the door for me to be Man of the Year for the NAACP. Octavia.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Octavia, can't you tell that's long overdue?
I came with you.
No, people were upset. People were upset. They said because she was born a biological male, that she had an advantage over the other female swimmers. But I don't think I believe that. Sure, she might have had bigger shoulders and stronger arms, but look,
Man.
none of those other girls had to drag some giant lady dick in the water behind them. Think about how much that had to slow things down. Huh? You ever tried pulling a boat at a port with its anchor dragging along the bottom of it? That damn thing gets stuck in a drain. She's going nowhere. You guys have been wonderful. That's my time. I'm Jimmy Gallagher. Thank you very much.